My name is Jamila Martin. I have many layers to me and many titles. I'm a mother, wife, daughter, writer, artist. I'm a barista, a student, a friend. I'm a sister, cheerleader, and therapist. And anyone who knows me knows I dream big. I have an album that I'm working on, a children's book that I've written that's in the process of getting illustrated, a novel, a science fiction novel that I have outlined. I do African drum and dance. Um, I'm a poet. I have a lot of projects that I'm working on. And one of the biggest things that makes it hard for me to focus on my creativity the way that I would like to is because I work about 35 to 40 hours a week full time as a barista. I am working to take care of, basic human needs: food, clean water, clean air, clothing, shelter, safety, trying to provide these things for myself and for my family. And when my husband and I got our newest addition to our family, it became a large transitioning process for me. As many other parents know and have experienced, I was under stress and a lot of it. But my experience wasn't just stress. I learned that along with 6.7% of the United States, I had depression. And mental illness affects a large amount of Americans, not just depression, but anxiety. There's different types of depression, social anxiety, multiple personality disorder. There are so many different types of mental illness that affect Americans. And the biggest cause of this is stress and chemical reactions in our brain and our hormonal imbalance that comes from the food that we're eating as well, which is also linked to our economic status. So my husband and I sat down and we're learning about my depression and trying to figure out how can we learn and grow from the situation, and how can we help not only our family dealing with this, but other families that are dealing with this. And that's when we sat down and had to get creative, and we came up with an idea. How can we get our basic needs met, and how can we help other families have their basic needs met, especially on a generational level when you're involved in helping communities that are dealing with economic generational issues, generational poverty. How can we help change that generationally? And our research brought us to sustainable living communities. Currently, Denmark, the UK, Germany, Scotland, and Ireland are the top 5 countries that are paving the way in sustainable technology, reusable resources. In 2014, the UK had 93% of their electric energy derived from reusable, sustainable sources. So it's definitely possible. There are also different sustainable living communities popping up throughout the United States. The Greater World Community is one example. They're in New Mexico and they're built with earthships, which is one sustainable home example. There are multiple examples, but this community is made with earthships. So not only do all the people in this community own their home or rent for a low price, their electric is taken care of, their food is homegrown, organic, so they're not getting the same chemicals that some of us are receiving from our food, and it frees up time and space to focus on other things when your basic needs are met. So we thought, since there are already sustainable communities in existence, how can we take that example and take it to the next level using creativity, using the arts, music, What we wanted to see was a combination of the sustainable living community and a community of artists. So we created Done as Legends Incorporated. We're social entrepreneurs for social evolution. And what we wanted to see was everyone signed to our record label, everyone that is working with our production company, and anyone who is working with us that wants to. We want us to be living together in a sustainable living arts community so that you're living in a community where your neighbors are artists and other creative individuals, people who work on technology, people who make music, people who paint, people who draw, uh, people who are innovators and thinkers. You live in this community where your basic needs are met. You own a piece of the company, so everything that you do creatively is immediately making you money without you having to work a 9 to 5 as well to support yourself. So instead of what I'm doing right now, which is working 40 hours a week, coming home, taking care of my family, going to school, and then trying to find time to work on my projects, with a lot of times gets pushed to the back burner and ends up taking years to finish. What I would be doing is living in this sustainable living community, having mental and emotional and spiritual support from the people around me, as well as working together to create and work on my projects. I can write my book and have my neighbor help illustrate it for me, and then have the person on the other end work on branding and my logo and getting published. We want to have a community where your basic needs are met so you can focus on your creativity, focus on your family, focus on learning, focus on healing, focus on growth. What this does is it creates a community that is in harmony, not only with each other as humans, but also with the earth. It's a healing process through arts and creativity, which helps with mental illness, which helps come up with new innovative ways to solve problems across the globe, which also helps inventors come up with new technologies and get to the next level. And what we're asking is to help us create this project, help us with funding, with becoming a think tank, with being a part of what we're doing, learn and grow with us, and become the next step to an evolution, to a cultural renaissance, and see where this can take us, see the potential that this really has. Thank you for your time, and I'm excited for the next phase of this project.